So we get asked a lot about tuners, mainly the difference between friction tuners and gear tuners. So we have here 3 ukuleles, all with an example of tuner. So we've got friction tuners here. We've got like the Planetary style tuners here, which look like friction, but they're geared, and then we've got traditional geared tuners there. So what they basically are is friction tuners, as in the title of them, are a tuner that work on kind of friction. So the screw here applies pressure to the tuner, and that grips and allows you to kind of turn the tuner and tighten the string. And basically a far smaller movement would impact the tuning of the string a lot more. So a small movement could easily take your, say, high G up to a G sharp. So if you're low, if you're on an F sharp, you might bring it up to G. So you need to really have like a finer, steady hand. So there's nothing wrong with them. It just takes a little bit longer to adjust to the feel of them. With a geared tuner, that turning ratio is a lot easier. So basically you can turn it a lot more with having a less impact on the string, basically. So a larger turn might not bring it up by a semitone, you might need to do a couple of turns.
Pluses and minuses of a friction tuner. Pluses, they don't weigh much. There's not much to them. So if you have an instrument that feels quite traditional and you want something that's kind of going to ring out, having these lighter friction pegs usually has a kind of positive effect on the sound on smaller instruments. You don't see them so much on tenors, but if you're just kind of keeping it to sopranos in concerts, there is that benefit to them. The negatives of the friction tuner, apart from them being quite fiddly, is that they need regular maintenance. So a friction tuner with a screw on, like these on the OPO, the 2 or 3 times I've owned ukuleles with these kinds of tuners, I have carried a small screwdriver with me, and then this is a good tip for anyone that's got a coilover and calls up and says that it won't stay in tune. You need to pinch the peg, the actual button, and tighten the screw, and you'll feel the mechanism tightening up. This probably needs to be done every few months with a friction tuner, but they have a bit of a mind of their own. With the gear tuners, the positives are that they are more reliable, so your tuning is going to stay more stable. You can get many different types of geared tuners, but on the whole usually they're kind of a 16:1 ratio, which means you've got to turn the button 16 times to get the cog to rotate a whole way, so you can get more accuracy is the basic answer. And then the thing in the middle, these Planetaries, well, the plus is that they look cool. They do the job like a geared tuner, but they are a little bit temperamental, aren't they? They're normally a 4 or a 6:1 ratio, is it?
I think so.
So you have to kind of turn the peg a lot less to get the tuner up, and they can go out of tune ever so slightly more. But if you're looking at a £1,500 ukulele, quite often how it looks and the style is quite important. And these tuners do the job, nearly as well as a normal geared tuner. A good geared tuner is probably going to be slightly better than a Planetary tuner like this. And I think they're all going to kind of give you less headaches than the frictions. So frictions for tradition, Planetaries for style, geared for
reliability
and practicality, I suppose. Hope that helps.